power is on. Is anyone home? Okay, I've unlocked Niter now. Did I get unlucky with the Niter? Would it have blocked me? I've settled on top of some there, and I've got commercial hub there, and I've got a theatre square there, and there's some on that tile. So there was no Niter around. Oil might still have ruined my plan, but that makes me feel a little better. Merchant Confederation? It's not bad, but it's not Raj, is it? It's 2 science, culture, faith, and gold from each city-state, so that's 4 of them. But trade routes to city-states receive 2 gold. People forget that bit. So all of my trade routes are now going to boost because they are all going to city-states. Excellent. That's a really good mix, that one. I'm going to hang on to my envoys for now, just in case somebody tries to ruin what I've got going on with the city-states. Got a nice thing going on. And look at this. Another city. First thing I'm going to do, immediately plonk down that canal. When you get presented with opportunities like this, you have to go for them. There's a writer and a 3 religious peace artist. Now that's really good for my capital because of a sovereign I got before. There we go. We just picked up 2 more great people. I know the projects are going to be coming through soon, but I think it was worth grabbing those. 4 faith per turn from the artwork in my capital. Honestly, it's not the biggest boost. I think sovereign could have done really nice, and it was a bit underwhelming, but that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Wow. Some of these Scottish routes are now quite powerful. Look at these. All right. Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't just utilize these. Got decent gold, but the science and the faith. Oh, yeah, that's pretty epic. Okay, let's do that. There is another settlement there. Okay, let's see if this works. At the moment, no. Is it because these canals need to be finished first so that there's access to the sea? It might be. So I'll just plonk that down. Buy that tile just in case. No, it's not going down at the moment. Not going down at the moment. I think it might as soon as these canals are finished. So we're going to keep an eye on these. What it does mean is that we need military engineers as soon as we can, really. Another great merchant. So many merchants. Jacob Kettler. Harbor adjacency bonuses provide additional production. 2 charges. Nice. Trade Confederation. 16 science and culture from all of my trade routes to international markets. It's working quite well. I think that's good. And there's finally the Admiral. Ah, wonderful. Okay, we're now to Renaissance era Admirals. Harbour provides additional science. I mean, there's a lot of harbour adjacency bonuses on this stuff, which is quite cool. And a free trader as well. Let's just go for these high science routes. They're traveling further. You get more science, more culture, more faith from them. So really the faith we're after. Science is almost a kind of enjoyable side effect, or like a little fun thing that isn't really needed but is still quite enjoyable. Do I need Alhambra? No, but seeing as I've got 3 bonus policy cards to my government as it is, there's a little part of me that's just thinking, how crazy can we go with this? How ridiculous a government can we build? And Alhambra is the first step of many to get there, so it was tempting. And as you know, I have about a willpower of 0 with this sort of stuff. I'll see something and go, ooh, is there anything I actually need for this government? It really isn't. I've got retainers of it and I'm barely using it. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh man, I guess 3 gold per turn? No, logistics. I put logistics in. I really don't need anything from this government. It's hilarious. Triangular trade is going to go in instead of Gothic architecture. I think I've done building wonders for a little bit, just for a tiny bit. Oh, there's a lot of barbarians in this area that I've just settled. It's no fun. Don't they know they should just be leaving me alone to build sugarbers and trade routes and just leave me from that? Rude. It's very, very rude. I'm going to have to actually start spawning troops in. That's just a waste of my stuff. I mean, the cavalry comes in really quickly. I just need to do it in a city with a sugarbat. 285. Yeah, we'll get 1 there and another there, and these 2 cavalry will be enough to keep all of my cities safe, but it's just rude. Mogadishu, that's an actual trade city-state. Yay! Oh, I'll just immediately suzerain you. Excellent. That's actually worth quite a bit of gold to me. The next merchant. More Renaissance? There's always more Renaissance. Grants a 3 copy of the luxury to my capital. Oh, I can send you on a grand voyage. It's past turn 152 now. Let's just check in on Charisma Victory. 33 out of 70 we've got at the moment. So far, it's okay. I'm just worried that once we go towards the modern and atomic eras on great people, the cost of them starts to just spiral out of control. hope we'll be in a good position before that point. But I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. That's a +4 harbour. That is the best adjacency. So we'll pop you over there. We'll go and improve this a little bit. A lot of production for that city. Unless I can get a really good harbour in my capital. Let's just test that. A +1. You know what? I think I'll be fine. Brazil has finally had enough of me. I have a lot more great people than you do. Norway have moved their troops to my border and then backed off, and then to my border and then backed off so many times. I'm loving it. Can we double sovereign points? That would be fun. I'm getting by far the most. I don't really care what that's voted through, to be fair. Let's see what gets doubled. No artist points. Interesting. All right, this is an opportunity to buy all of the artists out because nobody's going to get them. And it also means that theatre square projects right now are totally pointless. So let's switch what this city is doing. What could it do that would be relatively helpful for me? I need more industrial zones. I mean, there's a nice +4 here. Let's just take that. Go for it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to save my faith up and my gold, and we're going to start buying in artists. I like that. That's a good option for us. My capital's still doing nice trade routes. Still trying to build sugabas everywhere. The barbs, I mean, they're incessant. I'll give them that. That is something that I can't take away from them. But the cavalry is arriving now. We've got troops to come and save us. I really like these trade routes. Oh, that's 13 science, that route. This one is 12. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's weird that I can send the trade routes from the furthest left cities, but not my capital when it comes to trading with Scotland. I think it must be because of the way that my capital sits compared to the Netherlands cities. Something slightly strange going on there, but I'm not entirely sure what. Let's get Filippo quickly. And, oh, Mimir, it might be taken by Scotland. What a shame. Colbert gives me domestic trade route abilities. Be honest, I could have taken anything else. Now, my priority with this merchant is to go and find luxuries I don't already have access to. He may be traveling for some time. To be honest, I think we've pretty much found every luxury on the map that could be improved. Gems. Okay, this is fairly unique. Okay, let's go and get some diamonds. Might take you a while to get there, but it's a speedy unit, so we won't worry about it too much. Oh, that's a big one. That's near my capital. Bam. I think that's mostly, to be honest, it's fried the city that I've just settled under the volcano, and it's actually going to recover within about 2 turns. Still, slightly worrying how quickly that all burnt up. We won't think about it too hard. Let's just get in a builder and pray that nothing worse happens to that city. I've got a load of workshops now, so I'm actually going to take the sovereign points card out and put invention in, which is a little annoying because the sovereign points are something that I'm kind of focusing on and the AI isn't. Hang on, how am I getting more now? One of the wonders I built, did it give me more points? Yeah, 1 sovereign point per turn from my Alhambra. Interesting. I mean, again, which wonders give them is almost impossible to find. We'll just take it though. Let's get Louis with a bit of faith. Wonderful. Next up, Askia. Yields from pillaging are doubled. Oh yes, and 2 extra governors. You're a good one. You're one I'd like to get in my life, but we're going to pick up this artist because it's another bunch of religious work, which is wonderful. What are we up to now? 37. Halfway. Gain 100 science for every great work of writing in this city. That's quite powerful. I have a lot of great works of writing in my capital. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be 700 science from 1 scientist. Okay, it's not the biggest effect, but it is pretty stackable. 3 slots of great works of art. All government plaza buildings, sculptures placed there have triple culture output. I don't think it's going to delete the great works from my capital when I do this, but it's worth keeping an eye on it because sometimes it does happen. There we go, look, Grandmaster's Chapel, Ancestral Hall. Oh, amazing. I'm just going to have a quick look at the way that that's written, though, because the sovereigns are a little bit tricky. Sculptures placed there have a culture output. Okay. Great works of art placed there. I couldn't tell if those bonuses were citywide or specifically to the buildings. It looks like they're specifically to the buildings, but we'll test that in a little bit. Oh, there's always something satisfying about putting a workshop in. When you've got Bologna and you've got the invention card, you get 1 point for the workshop, 1 point for Bologna, and 2 points for invention. So a workshop is worth 4 great people points per turn. It's huge. More if you've got it in Pingala City. Here you go, we're going to test it. If this gives faith in this building, it's citywide. It is citywide. Oh, there you go. It says here, but it means in the city. That's very good to know. That definitely couldn't be exploited. Oh, you know, sometimes it's very difficult to avoid such things. Yes, Patala Palace on its way. Here's a merchant, domestic trade routes, as I mentioned before, kind of not my thing. That would be an amazing merchant for Tokugawa though. Definitely giving me ideas about that sort of game. And don't mind me as well if I just nab another writer with some faith. Ooh, Shakespeare there. Lovely. Writers are now the first to go into the industrial era. Good to know. Okay, as soon as they go industrial, it's not very important for me. Scotland is just about to grab Mimir, and I'm going to let them. I'm going to pass, because industrial zone culture bombs, honestly, are useless. I'd rather... Oh, there you go, they immediately took it. I'd rather wait for some interesting things like creates a military engineer, you say? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, as promised, yeah, these sculptures are giving a lot of extra culture in my capital. Just a really nice amount of yields from these great works now. I'm not going for a cultural victory, but it would be good. We get aid request. I've just sold all my Diplo favor, annoyingly. Love it if someone went for an aid request, though. So this engineer gives me a military engineer, and then forts provide an adjacency bonus to industrial zones. So they basically become green districts. Interesting. So you'd have to use military engineers to make them. That's quite cool. Oh, Da Vinci looks cool in this mod. 3 envoys, a city-state, and then we're on to industrial era merchants after that point. Oh yeah, this is the time. This is the time to get Hattusa on side. Oh, excellent. Look at this. And bam, Hattusa's mine. All of my trade routes now giving me this banking. Beautiful. Patala Palace. Guess what? It's another diplomatic policy slot. Ah, yes. Is this our 4th extra one? So we've got Alhambra, we've got Patala Palace, and I believe I've got 3 great people, so maybe 5th, actually. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we've got 11, yeah, so 5 extra. That's so ridiculous. Oh, we'll pop in Merchant Confederation. Trust me, when we get to tier 3 governments, then we're going to see some of these things really going off. Apadana as well. I probably should have built this in the other order, actually. I should have rushed Apadana through first and then finished Patala Palace. Had I thought about it, we would have got another 2 envoys. But I didn't think about it. And here we are, building Apadana way too late. Never mind. Right, let's get some of these canals sorted ASAP. Now, military engineers can be used to rush green districts. I've only got 2 charges, but this should at least get one of the canals sorted with both of them. Need more engineers, though. Definitely need more engineers. Maybe. Is there a city to do it? No, I need to send them down from my capital. Should we make a railroad? Let's make a railroad first. What sort of game would this be without a railroad? Oh, a terrible game. That's what it would be. Oh, fun little thing. I finally actually finished the dam. I know people always find it hilarious when I leave them unbuilt for so long, but yeah, we finally did it. Military engineers, they speed stuff up. They're brilliant. Niels Jewel. Harbour gives me science from its adjacency. That's fun. Oh, Henry Morgan. I can do some pirating. Okay, cool. So this harbour is looking good. I did notice the production didn't stack from both charges of the last engineer. So I'm actually going to use this one on different harbours and hope that that actually works this time. Feel like I missed out a little bit from the previous engineer, but you know what? It's fine. We learn together. Some things can be stacked, other things cannot. 6 turns until the end of the Renaissance era means that if we haven't got through all of the great people of the Renaissance era, we are now starting to run out of time. Many more engineers are left. I'm surprised we haven't monopolized all of those, I must say. 2 more. Allows the city to build 1 more district than population limit allows, and creates 2 bombards with promotions. Okay, they're not great. There's still a decent couple of scientists though. So I think I'm actually going to spend my money on scientists. I was just saving up. I've got 7,000 gold in order to get Big Ben. Big Ben's ages away, so I'm not going to bother. We're going to go for this scientist, and then this one, and then this one, and that pushes it into the industrial era. Okay, good. Lots of gold. Da Vinci. Oh, you like to see him. Right, we're going to immediately pop you down, get some culture from our workshops and the boost to radio. That looks lovely. Now, my capital is full of books. Full of books. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should get 100 science for each book, which should give me 800. We'll just see if that works out like that. Great person activated. It's going to show me? No. but I think that was just about right. First railroad, melee, what are we going to do for me? Siege tactics, ballistics. Oh, I've got all the other boosts, that's good. And 2 housing and 1 amenity in my capital. It always works well. I'm on +3. Can we actually boost that further? Have we got any luxuries? There are no luxuries in this city, which means actually the +3 is a genuine one. That's awesome. Well, another one that would be quite fun is just more sovereigns. So pillaging yields is really good. If I do want to go to war with Norway, that's something that would be quite helpful. But let's see what other sovereigns come up. It's another era. Frederick the Great gains science equal to 25% of the purchase cost of the unit. All land combats within 2 tiles regain all movement attack capability. Okay, right. So just basically get a bit of science and a little bit of movement and attack. Yeah, okay, interesting. John Spilsbury says, would you like some toys? And to that I say, of course. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. There's loads of songs about him. We get an economic policy slot. You know what I need? More government policy slots. There is a theme in this mod. Possibly a couple too many giving policy slots. It could be argued, but it is a lot of fun. So I, for one, am not going to complain. I always find with governors, sometimes you just run out of things that you could... you really need. I mean, Pingala's doing what Pingala does best. I'll get Liang just for some builder charges. And I mean, what else do we want? There's really very little else. Raina to buy districts with gold? I mean, that could be semi-useful if ever we got to the point where we needed districts. But honestly, housing is our bigger issue. This merchant has traveled halfway around the world, but we can now duplicate this copy of diamonds into my capital. And nobody has diamonds as well, which is really good. I reckon that's going to be worth a lot on the international market. Let's have a quick look. 11 gold. That's the best we've got, apparently. Never mind. We can now get research labs. Amazing. But just as importantly, mountain tunnels. That is one of the many things that we've got to do. I'm now teching down towards the bottom to get the Golden Gate Bridge. I think that's still a valid location because this is coast. It's not a lake, but we'll see. We will see. It'll be an absolutely pointless bridge, but that's not going to stop us. Let's grab this next sovereign. I still think there could be more good options. Julius II, 455 production towards wonder construction and acts as a great general. Interesting. Oh yeah, the warrior pope. Oh yeah, I remember you. Here you go, Julius. Let's pick you up as well. Another Renaissance era sovereign, Akbar. A wild card, you say? Okay then. I'm also going to pick up Urban, who can create bombards, and Elizabeth Wilbraham will give me more districts. I finally saved up enough Diplo favor to put in an aid request. Let's see how many people join in with it. I bet you it won't be many. Oh no, it was 3 people. Oh, 2 people. Okay, well, my allies voted it down. Definitely noting that, but we'll see it goes through. Oh, Harold's contest is only a couple turns away and I'm on -55, but I'm going to do what I always do. Send them. Oh, we'll give them a whole 100 gold. Don't spend it all at once. What do you reckon? Reform the coinage? Reform the coinage. We're on 1,144 gold, and that was worth about 130 gold per turn. It's not too bad. Let's see what Frederick the Great does. So I've got a Curacao core. I should gain science equal to 25% of the purchase cost of the unit. Does it work out the fact that it's a core? Who knows? There's quite a lot of science, to be fair, and now the Curacao can move. Oh, I mean, I'm not entirely sure that's worth it as a sovereign, I'll be honest. I guess you can do a bit of double attacking later in the game. Consider me slightly underwhelmed. Second little burst of science. Bam. Yeah, it's not a huge amount, but I guess it's something. And that's what matters. Here's the mountain tunnel. Okay, so I've got a railroad in this city now, haven't I? Yeah, I do, so I can take that away. The only thing, because I've got the canal finished, I need to do is to get the Golden Gate, which is 4 techs away. How am I doing in tech compared to everyone else? Oh yeah, I'm 1 tech ahead of Scotland and Scotland 7 techs ahead of Brazil. Perfect. And now that we are in the industrial era, I'll just quickly update you on how we're doing great people-wise. We have 51 out of 70 and Brazil has 20. Wow. Okay, this is fairly effective. Instantly creates 2 sea dogs. Epic. Oh, hello. That's very confusing. Don't think you can go on the land, but I like the idea. Norway should like this. I've actually got a little bit of a cheeky idea planned. Here's Akbar for the wildcard policy slot in a government. Oh, Maria Theresa. Oh, it's the Austrian leader. She's She was brilliant. I used to love Austria in Civ 5. Unique improvements provided by city-states give 2 adjacency bonus to theatre squares. Oh, that's powerful. That's really nice. I like that. Alexander Hamilton will be on the way next for an economic policy slot. Yeah, I thought Norway would like me. Okay, do you remember we had a sovereign who gave me double pillaging? Well, one of the civs don't like me, aka Brazil, and their defenses are really low. And I think I'm now going to have an alliance with everyone, including a military alliance with Norway. Would you make a joint war against Pedro? Oh yeah, you would. Okay, this might be interesting. Hamilton earned. There's Elizabeth as well. Now, let's just quickly spice up my government a little bit more, as well as Akbad. We've now got... Look at that government. What a ridiculous government. I love this mod. Beautiful. Town charters. Done. And then we got a wildcard policy. What are we going to put in? Well, there's no point in drill manuals, by the way. I'm going to put more force modernization in instead. You know me. I like liberalism. I like having extra immunities across my empire. If I can keep everyone happy, oh, the extra yields you get in the cities is really, really good. Oh, imagine getting this one as England. Buildings that provide additional production yield, when powered, give an extra 4 production. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. I got 2 charges with him as well. This is going to be a fantastic engineer to have. I think what I'm going to do is buy myself a great general and then send over a bit of a cavalry force to Brazil. That, I think, would be relatively amusing. I actually don't think I could use Henry Morgan as an admiral. Look at that. It's so painful. Now I'm going to have to just put down the units. A strong navy. Yes. 1 privateer fleet. Oh, it's the Sea Dog fleet. Oh, not privateers. It's the actual English unit. Amazing. It's even better. Well, as discussed. Here's the general. What do we reckon? Cavalry enough to take on Brazil? You better believe they will be. 56 great people now. And Henry Nestle. Oh, Nestle. Commerce hubs adjacency gains an additional food bonus. Oh, that's fun. I actually do like that. Edible products. Let's do it. Should we just go? Oh, Nestle, we're going to get them anyway, aren't we? Let's be honest. Yay, the world has some value in some oil. Oh, I like it when you find a new resource that is worth doing. Oh, there was a culture city-state this whole time. Huh. Oh, 2% culture for every great person I've ever earned. That would have been a useful find, eh? Serves me right for not exploring the map properly. See, on these lakes maps, I just assumed I had. It's my own mistake, that. Musician. 3 pieces of music available to me. Amazing. Okay, it's expensive, but I just want to see more of these sovereigns and what they do. So we know that Maria Teresa, she gives adjacency to theatre squares for city-state improvements, which is cool. I like that. Who else have we got? Industrial era. +5 combat strength to melee class units, and 3 additional if they fight on a foreign continent. Oh, that's a powerful one. Okay. Oh yeah, these sovereigns are well worth it. Difficult to get. Really difficult to get. Very much worth it if you can nab them. Okay, my capital now can put down Golden Gate. So that's what we're going to do. Finish Industrial Zone, Golden Gate, and then Big Ben. Let's just get these things sorted. I'm going to take out Public Works for a second, and we're going to pop in a couple of things. First of all, Total War, just to do a little bit of pillage. Tiny bit of pillage, and skyscrapers for my wonder production in my capital. In only a couple of turns, I've produced 2 cavalry army. Yeah, these should be pretty good at fighting. Maybe Norway has been fronting up to the city-states. These units are still on my border, even though we're allies. I've no idea what's going on there, but you know what? Fine. Let's go for a territorial war with Brazil. Norway, by the way, was offering me their entire economy for that joint war. It's just something I do. It's a little exploit where joint wars are just valued terribly in this game, and I don't like asking for gold on joint war deals. You can get a lot of money from it, but I just draw the line on it because, I mean, it just seems a bit ridiculous. Okay, we couldn't get Arabia in, but we've got the other 2 AI, so Brazil should have a little bit of a headache trying to decide who to attack, but there's the first pillage. We could just attack cities. I think we're just going to ignore them. We're just going to go straight in for the pillaging and ignore the cities themselves. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, you're going to be brilliant. And Henry Nestle, also going to be brilliant. Oh my god, von Zeppelin is an engineer in this. I love it. Grants a free observation balloon and production towards observation balloons and the Eureka for flight. Yes. Oh, that's good. Oh, sorry, Brazil. I'm just going to borrow Hokia in the middle of this war. Hope that doesn't bother you too much. Ignore all the troops they have on your borders. It's got nothing to do with anything. So the adjacency on my capital is +4, and I've got the card in. So I believe I should get now another 4 food. Yes, into 8 because it's doubled. I'm going to use a second charge and see if it works. I don't think it will, but if I could stack them all on my capital, then my capital would grow really, really fast, and I'd quite like that. And buildings that provide additional production yield when powered receive for production. Again, I think that one is going to be fairly empire-wide. We'll have a look. In my capital, you can see the factory is getting the extra production, which is wonderful. Does it work on other cities? No, it's just in that. Okay, not as good as I'd hoped. Never mind. Canal finished. Canal finished. Panama Canal has been popped down, and we've got Julius II to try and rush it through a little bit. We need a little bit more rushing. There are 2 chops here. We can go Chop-a-gaddon. Okay, let's do that quick. So I don't think this is going to stack, but we'll try it anyway. There's the second charge. No. Alas, it did not stack. Okay, we'll use it on another separate Sugabo. If we can find one with another decent adjacency. I have not been focusing on the adjacency of Sugabos. I've been leaving a lot on the table because I haven't been bothering, with holy sites. You know how I play. I love to play with heavy culture and heavy science heavy faith. Neither culture or science. It's faith is the way I like to play. But faith does not equal a lot of great people. Well, I guess you can use the faith to buy things. So maybe it would have worked, but you don't get any points from holy sites. That's what I'm trying to say here. Panama, chop it out. 133 production. We still need 400. So yeah, 3 chops. Should be just about what we need, actually. Could I have pop growth, please? Thank you. Oh yeah, and trade routes to me. Yes. Vote for these things. How am I doing from a diplomacy standpoint? I think I've got quite a few points now. 1. Oh no, Harold got it. I've got 10 points. 10 points is pretty good. And 60 great people out of 70. I bet this will be quite funny if we look at it. Oh, actually quite a few just went. Generals and musicians and writers were all stacked up, but oh my word, look at that chain. I managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 great people at the end of the last era without anybody getting a single one. If that's not a success, I don't know what is. Don't mind me, Brazil. Just coming through, pillaging your stuff. Gain 2 envoys. Any envoy is always a good envoy. Pillage, 800 gold. That's pretty good. Yeah, Brazil really does not have an army home, and if there is an army home, they certainly haven't sent it towards me. But Norway's actually joining in with the pillaging as well. Good on you, friend. This sovereign, 5 combat strength and melee class units. Okay, annoyingly not on cavalry, I don't think. What can you do? Otto von Bismarck, diplomacy slot in the government. Yay! Guess what I needed more of? I really want to play this now. There is a modded Civ that I played ages ago, the Vatican, who are really, really good fun. And if you play Owls with them, I reckon we could make an obscene government. It's the biggest we could make in one game. These are questions that I really want to know the answer to. I might have to, Is this going to be enough? Can we chop out the Panama Canal? Yes, we can. Sid Meier's ditch digging simulator. I was really worried that the little kink in the Panama Canal and then the canal at the end was going to cause an issue. But of course it wasn't going to. I have 2 cities that are 7 tiles of canals through them. So if we just would have a little bit of a navigation, shall we? We would come in here, through the city, do a little turn, and then make our way all the way through to the other city and then into this lake. This lake is pointless, and this lake is pointless. But ultimately, are they truly pointless? I mean, yes, they are, but at least I've got the achievement. A line infantry chased me all the way from this barbarian encampment, and I had horses. I had cuirassiers at the time, and they were chasing me all the way, but I've just upgraded into tanks. They took one look and they were like, those horses have changed, and they've just started running in the other direction. No. My tanks. They're like horses, but made of metal. Nothing's really changed. 15 science plus 5 for a research lab. That's a lot of science. Oh no, start to panic. My cavalry army just took 8 points of damage from a city attack. 8 points. Goodness me. What are we going to do? Oh wait, that's right. Totally ignore it. Just keep pillaging. Just keep pillaging. Oh no, they are actually sending an army out to me now. Don't be giving me too much experience though by pointlessly attacking me with your line infantry, because all you'll do is make me angry and I'll level up and then I'll get depretation and then I can really pillage you. This pillaging is at 1/3 efficiency right now. Don't threaten me with a good time. Hello, Otto. Another card for my government. Grants a boost to all industrial era technologies. I think I've already got them all. That's a shame. I think that sovereign would be really good if you were slightly behind in the game. You know what? Actually, this tank is being surrounded by barbs. Fair enough. Even I'm running away. My steel horses resources. They're just not enough. Ideology. Let's put 5-year plan in. An economic union. Oh, I'd like that, actually. How do we not have enough cards? What's going on? Oh, that's hilarious. We don't have enough cards. Levy en masse. Wonder production. Triangular trade liberalism. Yeah, I really would like economic union. I have to say, that would give me more food in my capital, but I'll just have to ignore it for now. And in the meantime, go for democracy. You're thinking, what government am I going to go for? Yeah, look at all those trade routes. We're going to take democracy. It's pretty much a legal obligation at this point. I've got a spec ops now, though. Whee! What are we going to put in this government now? There's more. There's always more. Gunboat diplomacy. It's going to have to go in. Wonder how many slots there are still available. Are there any more late game great people that do a similar thing? Oh yeah, there are. Oh, we missed one. There was a general that would give me another one. You know, weirdly, I actually think that this is not an unbalanced mod if you have a really large game. With less people in the game, maybe slightly more unbalanced. No, that doesn't really look like there's a lot more coming up that's going to make my government even more ridiculous. But I say even more ridiculous. This was a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. Radio. Got aluminium? Hey, we do have aluminium. Not that it really makes too much of a difference. I'm just going to quickly go around and build a couple of sewers in my bigger cities as the boost to suffrage. Because you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to get suffrage. Democracy time. Voting commences. Levy en masse. Total war. Put skyscrapers in there. We've got liberalism. It's also time to get a new deal. Although, look at that. I only have 2 cities with 3 specialty districts. That's appalling. Oh, I'll do it for my capital alone, but that's pretty poor. Theocratic legacy, I'll stick that in. When are we going to use spies? I'll pretend no, I'm going to use colonial taxes. Let's be honest. This is Ursa. Am I going to use spies? Ha ha ha. Actually, we better unlock some better cards, like Science Foundations is a much better card, and capitalism as well. Yes, 2 stock exchanges. Why have I not got 2 stock exchanges? Really? Come on. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that better. There you go. Capitalism boosted. Let's get that first, actually, then nuclear program. Cecil Rhodes instantly creates a red coat. Oh, I love it. 1 diplomatic favor per turn for each bank. Oh yeah, it's like the university one. Some amazing little additions in this mod. Oh my goodness, what's happening with the barbs here? Oh, I think actually pillaging around Brazil is doing the barbs a favor. Golden Gate Bridge. Land units can cross without needing to embark. Good. 3 amenities. Good. Tourism from improvements in national parks. Good. Trade routes traveling through it can go. I mean, that's all good. None of that matters, really. None of it matters. What matters is the achievement, and I believe all I need is a mountain tunnel. Might be wrong. I might have forgotten some very crucial detail here, but we're hoping we haven't. Capitalism gives me laissez-faire, which is 2 merchant points per turn for every bank and 4 for every stock exchange. I mean, considering how many points I'm getting at the moment, that's pretty good. Sorry, Invention. This is a better card, I think. We can get rid of skyscrapers. I'm going to put it in as well. All of the cards. Every single one of them. Louis Pasteur. 20% growth in all cities. I'm sorry. Why don't you get into my empire? That's amazing. And I'm just printing observation balloons from good old Zeppelin. An engineer's dream. Have a canal, dam, aqueduct, railroad, Golden Gate Bridge, and mountain tunnel. All in the same city. Huzzah! Look at that. 2 pretty decent achievements all in the same game. Pretty happy with that. I like that growth bonus in the city. This is why the Pantheon, the Grove Pantheon and Hanging Gardens, people always poo-poo them as being so useless. But no, that 20% growth has just given me almost 15 food in the capital. This is when you do it. Late game democracy, these benefits all stack up to obscene levels. It's how you get 40 to 50 population Pingala cities. Let's get market economy in there for a little bit more everything. Nuclear program. Oh, I can't put the card in this turn, but I will put it in next turn. Let's get all that culture in and a few envoys into the one I can never pronounce. Oh, that's over 120 culture per turn. Even pillaging a good chunk of science now from Brazil. You have to ask yourself, what do you not want to give me when it comes to pillaging? Because right now I'm seeing it all. 1 diplo favor for every bank. I get the feeling that's going to add up quite quick because I'm already getting 6, but I've barely started getting banks in. We really could be printing banks out in my empire, and actually this gives me more and more merchant points on top of that. There's a domestic trade route merchant. I mean, it's a bit boring, but what can you do? I'm going to just treat myself to a great writer because I've got loads of slots that he could pop into, and production towards siege units. Oh, That might have just frozen the game. What have I done? Oh no. Hey, it is a victory, a charisma victory. Oh, I wondered what was going on there. I didn't realize we just hit 70. I have to say, there's a few things I'd like to just clarify right now. Do I think the additional great people were brilliant ideas? Yes, there's a lot of really good ideas there that can just change the way you play Civ and to lead to some really cool synergies, especially with some of the leaders that aren't necessarily the most powerful. There's some really good options there. Do I think it's necessarily balanced on a 6-player game playing Mali? No, it's a little bit exploitable, but if we were playing on, say, a 20 to 50 player game, I would absolutely throw in great people. That would be an amazing addition. Do I like the sovereigns? You know what? Some of them were brilliant, some of them were naff, just like regular great people. Yeah, I like that. That added a certain element, really made you work the government plaza and put different cards in, so I liked it. Do I like the great people victory type, the charisma victory? Yeah, I reckon if we weren't adding in great people, it probably would be a little bit harder to achieve that. But it was difficult enough. Honestly, it's just because when I play Mali, I tend to run away with the game because Mali is very, very breakable. But overall, really, really enjoy it. If you fancy a game that's very satisfying and will get you to think about Civ 6 in a very different way, a very illogical, like rip up of the rule book, none of this usual building stuff in the same way you always do. The great people are really fun. I would give that a go. Let's have a look at this game. We only got 10 points, or 10th on the points, because we ended the game so quickly, and you can see buildings constructed. Not that many, to be fair. I was running so many projects in my cities that I barely beat the AI there. Cities captured? None. I was playing very nice. Founded? Lots. I stopped settling. I really could have continued. I reckon we could have got to about 30, 40 cities without any trouble whatsoever. Districts constructed? Mostly Sugabas, but, you know, Mali doesn't need anything else really. Culture? Yep, towards the end of the game we were doing quite well. Science? I actually took the lead just after turn 100, which I was very proud of. Mainly the trade routes that did that for us. Player faith as well. Yeah, no holy sites, and we were easily winning on faith. That's a bit of a strange game. Score, we took the lead at about turn 130. That feels about right. Wonders constructed towards the end of the game. Quite a few. Units killed? Quite a few. Units lost? Oh, more than I'd like. 1, 2, 3 whole units all game. Oh, terrible. Actually, the good thing about me ending the playthrough here is that the extended great people that the mods add, they do kind of run out after the industrial era. The mod doesn't really put a huge amount in modern era onwards because I guess like the early game is just more interesting, at least from a great people point of view. So we've pretty much seen all of the new ones actually. That's fairly decent. Just some sovereigns, but I'd suggest go and have a look at the mod. Go and check out what sovereigns there are, because there are some later game ones and they've just really fun, interesting little combinations. I will certainly be using this mod again. It was so enjoyable. If you enjoyed it, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and leaving this video a like, and generally the series likes and comments, all that algorithm beating and busting stuff, it's all massively appreciated. Maybe even pop over to Discord. You can get the save file. And actually, I'm going to be really nice. If you ask me kindly on Discord, I'll pass the save file over for the late game, the turn 192 of this game, if you fancy these 2 achievements. Because I'm lovely. I'm lovely like that. So pop along to Discord and say hello. Otherwise, what's that behind me? Something whispers. It calls me. It's the next game. I need to run over. I need to see you then. I'm being whisked away. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boyzoro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Beret, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Shoelace, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Clint Hennis, Dr. Bobby, Polar Wallabear, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Victor McPupster, Indignia68. Thank you everyone for your support. See you all in the next video. Goodbye!